What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back. God damn, I need a haircut. Welcome back to another episode of A Road to Glory. The Road to Glory. Not A Road to Glory, this is The Road to Glory. The first thing we're going to do today, guys, is we're going to start one of these squad builder challenges. I'm not going to do many / any really of these FUTMAS SBCs unless they're extremely affordable. And the reason why I'm happy to actually do some of them, I don't know who's coming, for example, but for example, I will do Serge Gnabry here, is because he's crazy cheap, especially for me because I can use a FUT Champions player, so it's literally like a 3k card. And off the back of that, if these are required in a future SBC somewhere long down the line, I got it for super cheap. So much like with the Path to Glory SBCs that I did, this is more about the long-term supply of players rather than the short-term supply. Now, this Wagner card, I'm quite tempted to use because he's a German player and he's from obviously the FUT Champions and he's absolute trash bags. Like, no one's ever going to use this guy. Sure, he's got great finishing, positioning and shot power. He's got great strength and aggression and he can head the ball very well. But other than that, he is terrible. Like, I mean, how is that an 82 rated player? I don't know. So that's that one. And then we could just go for, like, say, a Bundesliga team. I think we're going to have enough. We need, is it an 82 rated squad we need? An 81 rated squad, not so bad. I don't really want to put Haller in there. Let's see what we've got from Bundesliga. I don't really know. We need 81, so Rudy is a good card to put in. He's another German player, so that works. We need 81 rated, so Bartra can go in. Maybe we can use Stindl and or Kruse as well. Hector 2. Konoplyanka can go in. Now we only need 6 of these, right? So it's not the worst in the world, but if we do that, and we only need 80 chemistry as well, and if we do that and then that is going to be great for chemistry for everyone. And then we can start with a regular gold right mid from a different league, say for Castillejo. I don't know if I'm going to have a right back from the Spanish league. Especially, I don't think I'm going to have like the defenders from the Spanish league. We'll have a look. We might be able to get away with Chiapa. We're up to a 69 rated team. Chiapa. Fernandez can go in. And then in goal, we'll go with Moya. Now, yeah, this is alright. Now, we only need an 81 rated squad. And we've got 2 82s. Ooh, I've got a low rated player. I might have to use this 82 rated Ruiz. That takes us to a 79 rated squad. And we should be able to use any left back because chemistry shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, so chemistry is more than good enough. An 80 is good enough. A 77 isn't. Well, I only have 80s and 77s. In fact, we could be able to get away with a goalkeeper here. Low to high for the goalkeeper. So we know a 77 works. Oh no, 77 isn't good enough. So 78. Wow, I don't even have. Wow, man. I just want like a 78 rated player, just any 78 rated player to have a look if this is going to be good, I guess. Surely I've got 78 rated gold somewhere down the line. So obviously got that Jermaine Defoe Path to Glory upgraded card now. And then I want to talk about the team a little bit as well. And we'll talk about gameplay and how I'm doing in FUT Champs during the actual gameplay. Yeah, I want to talk about a few little things here and there outside of that. 78 is enough, so we can throw. Ooh, maybe I take out Ruiz and put in 2 80s instead. Let's say we put Jardel in and Grankvist. Not enough. Jardel and Lovren. Not enough. Wow. So an 82 and a 78 is enough. No, it's not enough. Oh wait, no, yeah, it is enough. But how is an 80 and an 80 not enough? It's the same, like, it's the same difference. Anyway, who am I to judge? This is the team we're going to trade in. It's dirt cheap. I mean, the only player that I think will be worth a little bit would be Ruiz and Fernandez. Other than these two, this whole team is just bottom feeder price, and because we get to use the Red Foot Champs card, there's no inform that we have to put in, which is perfect. So we get ourselves Serge Gnabry's FUTMAS card, which is great. And he hasn't got like the most insane in-game stats, and he won't get into my team, you know. But like I said, he might come on the bench actually as a super sub. He's got some really nice dribbling, some okay shooting stats, and some good pace. His composure's not the best, but he has got 4-star skill moves. So maybe we'll pop him on the bench and give him a shot. But we went and picked up Serge Gnabry, who is shirt number 29, and the way they're doing it this year is 30, 29, and 28 on day one, and by the time you see this video, 27, 26, and 25 will be out. There's some rumors as to who it may or may not be. There was some like threads on Reddit to say like these are the players that it could be, yeah, you know, we're looking at potentially like a big choice right now is Lamar for number 27, I believe. So yeah, I don't know exactly who is going to be coming, but there's some good names that are bandied around that could potentially be FUTMAS cards. So if there's some really nice cheap ones every day, we'll do the really nice cheap ones every day. Now I also did the FUTMAS SBC, the daily FUTMAS SBC, and I just completely forgot to record it. It was a really easy one. It was just a 77 rated squad, so I just put like some common golds in, got a 35k pack, and got nothing back in the 35k pack. So as I said, I forgot to record that. Now in terms of my team, guys, obviously I don't want to show you where I'm at in FUT Champs just yet, because I've played a lot of games. I've actually played already 25 games. I'm thinking about major changes. You know, I'm looking at what is right about the team and what is wrong about the team, and just this weekend in general, I'm not playing the greatest FIFA. Like I said, I played 25 games on Friday, and it wasn't because I was rushing through them or anything. I was just enjoying playing FIFA. Even though I was losing and winning, I was enjoying playing FIFA. So I kept pursuing through and then kept playing on. And what I ended up doing is I ended up talking to Nick and Skills last night, and Skills was like kind of showing a lot of the pro players and stuff, and how they have every player they have in their midfield is just a big player. You see them use Thierry Henry in centre midfield. You see them use Hullet. You see them use Vieira. You don't see them use Matuidi or Kimmich because they're small. You know, 5'9" of Matuidi and the 5'9" of Kimmich is quite small. However, I would be happy to use Goretzka as a centre mid. High work rates, good short passing, decent dribbling, with a Shadow Chem star who's got insane stats. You know, great pace, great defending. We know that full well. And I'm tempted to switch up the team so that I either play Henry in at centre mid there, and play Alessandrini back in here. So the way the team will look in game, kind of, I haven't quite figured out the defence yet, is a little bit more like this. So 3 big players in the midfield. Goretzka at 6'2", Vieira at 6'4", and Henry at 6'2". Goretzka, of course, has high work rates, which is great. Medium for all 3 of the icons there, and even Costa at 5'11" is a nice big player. Cristiano Ronaldo at 6'1" is a big player. Alessandrini is the smallest player at 5'8", and that's fine. That would cause me to have to make some changes in the defence. I don't know necessarily what I would go with or how I would get there, but I wouldn't be able to use Kimmich because he's too slow, so he would go back to being a substitute player. I would also go back to using Matuidi as a substitute player. And I personally love this card, but this year I wanted to make sure I followed the meta. And if the meta is just big tanky midfielders, I'm going to follow that. You know what I mean? I want to make sure I'm giving myself the best opportunity. And I was even looking at Pires at 6'2". I could go and get Prime Icon Pires and do this. Right? So Robert Pires, also medium, also 6'2", 4-star, great passing, great dribbling, good stamina, and great pace. And on 7 chemistry, he would probably be a better midfielder than Thierry Henry would be. So I might set the team up, say, for example, like this. And then again, it would mean that I can't use this exact defence. Now, I could put Boateng here, and I could go and get David Alaba back. So we'd have Alaba, Boateng, Farman. At that point, Benatia doesn't fit into the team. So we would have to rethink our centre-back and right-back. And I don't know who I would would go with here, because I can't use Eric Bailly. I mean, I could start the team like this. There would be way too many people off chemistry. I would still start it as a 4-3-2-1. So the team would be started up as a 4-2-3-1 like so. It would actually be Rui Costa would start. Yeah, it would work like this. There we go. So start like that. So Pires on 7 chemistry and Henry on 7 chemistry, which we're already playing Henry on 7 chem anyway. And Pires is nice and tall, and although doesn't have the defensive abilities of Matuidi, is just a nice big player. And then we have 2 defensive-minded midfielders in Goretzka and Vieira. So, you know, it would still work. It would still be a solid team in that sense. And then if it's not working, of course, we can then just bring on Kimmich or Matuidi for Robert Pires if we need that defensive-minded player in a team. And then it just leaves, as I say, just leaves the defence, essentially. I could go with, say, Rafa Varane. He'd get a strong link into Pires. But then I don't know who I'd go with at left-back, because that doesn't work out for me right now. We could put Boateng and Goretzka over this side and go and get David Alaba. And that would be perfect for chemistry on the left side, but then I don't have a right side. I could go with, say, Koscielny and Hector Bellerin, but then Bellerin isn't the best. I can't go with Eric Bailly and Valencia because Eric Bailly doesn't get full chemistry. So it might be a case of going for an icon centre-back, maybe going back in for Frank Rijkaard or something like that, or a Marcel Desailly, and playing anybody at right back. Obviously not Kimmich, but just going and getting a meta right back, maybe a Kyle Walker, or you know, an Antonio Valencia, just playing him in a full icon team essentially. It would be difficult for me to complete Pires prime icon and buy an icon card. So in the meantime, it might be very prudent to put Matuidi here and go with this as my midfield. So a nice big tanky midfield, except for Matuidi. Go and get Alaba at left back again, and then again just be in a situation where for the centre back and the right back, I don't know, maybe I'll go get Lichtsteiner and use Lichtsteiner, but if I'm going to do that, I might as well just use Kimmich. I don't know. I haven't decided where I want to take this team. I might not change it for this weekend league. I might keep it for this weekend league and change it for next weekend league. But I'm definitely looking to make changes. Just, you know, taking under advisement from players that are better than myself on areas to change the team. So we're going to look into that. But this is going to be the end of the live section, guys. Let's get into some action. Okay, guys, into some gameplay we go. I believe I'm already 3 wins and 1 loss at this point. I know yesterday's video was the first game. I then recorded the next few games and my computer blue screened. And it does that whenever the GeForce drivers need updating. If I don't update them immediately, the computer just starts blue screening constantly. And I think, how does an update cause the computer to blue screen when before the update existed it didn't blue screen? Anyway, so I lost 3 games of footage. I went to, I think I'm 3-1 because I think this game becomes 4-1. And we've got up to game 10 here today. And as you would have heard in the start of the video, you know, I've already played 25 games, but I'm only showing up to game 10 today. I'm going to just try to work it a little bit different to make the content interesting and exciting for a little bit longer. I'm just trying a little something different with how I produce the content. It might work, it might not work. Only one way to find out, and that's to try it. And obviously, I know you guys want to see the FUTChamps gameplay. So we're going to go to 1 live game on Friday. Games 2 through 10 on Saturday, 11 through 20 on Sunday, 21 through 30 on Monday, and 31 through 40 on Tuesday. And at the start of every video, we'll go live, do live stuff, and then show the gameplay at the end. Potentially. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, I've got a coffee. It's in a I love my mummy this much mug. The daddy one doesn't say I love my daddy. It just says you're the most brilliant daddy in the whole world, which is true, obviously, because I am. But I've got only 5 comments here today because first and foremost, 2 of them are about the same thing, and it's 2 different perspectives that I just want to talk about in one thing. But first of all, I just want to talk about this weekend league. I'm not playing good FIFA, and I can't find out why. You'll see, I left a lot of the goals I conceded in because I was editing it, and I was just all over the place defensively. and I'm rushing and I'm giving up simple possession. And I can't figure out for the life of me why, what's changed. Now, I know one thing, I know one thing that's changed. I've switched monitors. I'm now playing on a 24-inch monitor instead of a 27-inch monitor. I don't know how much of an impact that has on gameplay. I was told by everyone who's better than me at FIFA that the smaller the monitor to an extent is better because there's less, essentially input delay. It has like a better refresh rate, and so I've gone for the BenQ esports monitor, so it should theoretically be no worse for me, but it was my worst FUT Champs start in a long while. We went to 4-1, we then lost for 4-2, and then lost for 4-3. This game here, I thoroughly deserved to lose this. I created a lot of opportunities but just wasn't able to take them. My opponent, who was a viewer, he set up to play counter-attacking FIFA, and he done it very, very well. And he scored 2 very nice goals with Sterling. And you know, again, that's my fault for just defend. Like when people set up to play that way, I know when that's happening, and I should tell myself, don't play into their hands. Don't hold possession and give them, you know, because when I hold possession, it allows my team to just kind of move up the field a little bit. And so when I lose the ball, they counter, and if they score, that's great, and if they don't, I'm lucky. What I should do in those instances is also play a counter-attacking game of FIFA. Just stay withdrawn, play it through my midfield and my back line, and wait for them to push out. But I didn't do that, and that was stupid. So we go to 4-2, and then I think eventually here we go to 4-3. And this is the game that is a prime example for me of me just playing bad FIFA and not necessarily losing because I was outplayed. You know, I say to you guys so many times, sometimes I just get beaten fairly. Because I'm not good enough. Sometimes I lose games that could go either way, like the last game, you know, I lost that 2-0. That was a fair loss. That guy, he played very, very well, and he deserved the victory. On another day, I think I can get a win if I get my tactics right. And sometimes you're just not good enough. Sometimes you get smashed. In a game like this, I was the better player, and I was winning comfortably until the 60th minute. We go 1-0 up here, we then go through on goal with Ronaldo, he makes it 2-0. I actually missed a penalty to make it 3-0 in the first half as well. And then in the 60th minute in the second half, you know, I'm cruising at this stage. Look where I lose the ball with Matuidi just outside his box. First of all, why have I got Matuidi there? Second of all, I then select a defender and make an auto slide tackle. I then select more defenders and make more slides, and he gets a lucky rebound and scores. But first of all, at 2-0 up with 30 minutes left, there's no reason for me to be that aggressive offensively. I'm going to cause myself problems. And then in the 80th minute, I have a corner, and once again, I'm just too offensive and too aggressive up front, and I switch defenders, and he gets another lucky rebound, but he scores a goal that's due to my own mistake. You know, it was unnecessary for me to take a corner and try and score from it. I could have taken the corner, run it back to my goalkeeper, punted it out for a goal kick for him, and reset the field, and that would have been fine. And then in the 90th minute, again, I'm rushing here to try and get a goal. What am I trying to score for, man? It's the 90th minute. If I get a goal, good. If not, don't worry about it. We'll go to extra time. I gift up possession. Look how many... I switched defenders like 7 times in about 3 seconds, and he just gets a tap in. And I gifted him the game. I was 2-0 up, cruising under complete control, and I just made 3 humongous errors that caused him to score goals. Now you'll see he actually had quite a lot of shots. As I say, you know, the first goal and the second goal were both rebound goals, so there was, you know, 4 shots involved in those 2 goals. But his goalkeeper made a whole bunch of good saves, and just generally he seemed to get back into the game in the back end. Like after he scored that first goal, that's when he got back into the game. You know, I should have been out of sight by that stage, and I noticed that so many times. Now you see this team here. Remember this team, basic Chem Styles, basic bottom feeder team, because that's going to come in handy in one of the questions that we've got. But for the first question today is from Ryan Carey. Says, do what Fuji and #Harry do, make fun teams to try and win divisions. Love your, keep your main team and use some leftover coins you have for a little fun with some non-meta players. And I understand that. I just don't really have the time. I'm not going to lie. I don't play many games through the week because of squad battles and stuff. You know, this week I've changed a few things. We're not playing squad battles intently. I might go back to playing squad battles intently. I don't really know. But for me, using fun teams isn't something I really want to do because I want to get better. I really, really want to be able to say at the end of the year, I'm an Elite 1 consistent player. That's my aim. And for me to do that, playing with fun teams in divisions isn't going to help me pinpoint my problems in gameplay and pinpoint my problems in my team. So maybe in the future, potentially, but not really right now. Now, Matt D says, Nep, I think you should look at your coins as a business.
You either need to invest in a new asset, for example, Team of the Year players when they're released to help increase your performance, or invest in your coins to make more profit. If it were a company, you wouldn't sit on your coins and admire them. You'd get the figures in and decide how to expand and invest. So I reckon go for it. Have zero balance, but investments of whatever you fancy. And Connor, on a different spectrum, says, I understand that you want to have the biggest and best team ASAP, and it's cool that you have that. But I think that if you did more SBCs, it kind of makes the series more entertaining. Last year, it was really fun watching you do SBCs and Player of the Months all the time while you were still able to get a sick team. Especially right now with FUTMAS, I think it will be more entertaining if you do SBCs, keep up the hard work. And on the one hand, you know, it's to get the best team, you need to be smart and coy with your coins. And on the other hand, to make a fun series and a fun squad, you need to kind of waste your coins. And last year, I wasted my coins a lot. And it hampered my performance week on week. And it wasn't until the end of the game that I started getting some of my best finishes of like 33 and 32. I got a 34 once, but I was really like, I was around the 29-30 mark last year for a long time. And I never expanded on that until it was too late, when everyone had given up caring on FIFA. But in terms of doing the players, like, for example, today, we've got 3 SBC players. You would have seen one of them. Well, you would have seen one at the start of today's video, but that's not the new SBC players. The new SBC players are Koulibaly, who's worth 90k, Berardi, who you can do for about 25k, and Lamar, who's about 70k. Now, Lamar for 70k is an outstanding waste of coins. He's got 2-star weak foot and 3-star skill moves. Okay, he's French, but for Martial, you could just buy Anthony Martial and it's a better card. Job done. Straight away, just straight off the bat, Anthony Martial is a better card. And he's as cheap. Inform Coman, you can just buy him instead. You know what I mean? So that Lamar is just an utter waste of coins. And Berardi, even though he's cheap at 25k, he's not really worth it. He might be worth it if you can use one of your red FUT Champs cards and reduce that value down to like 15k, because then you've got a special 84 card for 15k. And then to the back end of the year, that might actually come in handy when, remember when they did like loads of SBCs last year and you could use just non-informed but special cards. 15k for an 84 rated special card, that might be worth it. So Berardi might be worth it for a small reason. Koulibaly is an interesting one because he's hard to link. He's got high work rates, but it's an insane card for 90,000 coins, but it's untradeable. And it's very, very similar to Benatia's hero card. And obviously Benatia's hero card, it sells for about 90k. So you've got 2 options. Do you do 90,000 coins for Koulibaly as an untradeable, unsellable card that is quite hard to link and has not the greatest work rate? Or do you go and buy Benatia for 90k and have a tradable, sellable, easier to link card because of the link with Alexandro and Matuidi and Marquisio and Dybala, etc., and go that route? So I just think like they're just a waste, man. They're just a waste of coins. You know, if I did all 3 of them, it would cost me near 200,000 coins. That then puts me 200,000 coins away from upgrading an important part of the team. So in terms of doing special cards, I've done a lot already. I've done Path to Glories, I've done a Screamer card, we've done one of the FUTMAS cards here today, but I don't think it's, I just think it's a big waste of coins. Unless, I think EA, like, I'm grateful for FUTMAS, and I'm grateful for FIFA Ultimate Team. You know, it gives us a lot of content on a weekly basis. Even though we complain about it, I think EA are doing a good thing with that. But I think, like last year, they've got it a little bit wrong, because they're creating undesirable cards that are more expensive than already desirable, usable, tradable cards. For example, what would you go for? Anthony Martial at like 40k, who's then tradable and meta and fits in Premier League and is just better, or a 70k Thomas Lemar with worse weak foot, worse skill moves, and is untradeable. Like, I think they just got it wrong. Like, what they need to do is either give a bigger upgrade to each card, so it's like, whoa, I need this card, or give a lesser requirement for the card. So it's like, hey, this Lamar is like 32k. Hey man, you know, for an 85, is it 85 rated? Yeah, for an 85 rated Thomas Lamar that's FUTMAS themed, and I can use my red card to get and actually, you know, reduce the price down to like say 20k, that's absolutely worth it. So in that sense, it's just not worth it. And in terms of investing and stuff, I think Matt D is right. You know, you need to look at your coins as a business. I want to touch on this more I think I'll start on this for the next video, because I've also got 2 more comments that I wanted to read. One of them I'll just address real quick anyway. It's from Zombie Nerd. It says, why do you dab? You complain about other people dabbing or shushing, but you do it too. Come on, Nep, what are you doing? You are the type of person who makes FUT champs unenjoyable. I would like my response to this is, honestly, dude, can you find the last time I complained about someone dabbing or shushing me? And I don't mean referencing them doing it, saying, oh, look at this guy, he's dabbing, but I mean saying, you know, actually like legitimately complaining about somebody dabbing or shushing, because I haven't done since the very earliest midway through FIFA 17, but I stopped caring about like celebrations in general, with the odd, you know, the odd time here or there. I'd be like, fuck, screw this guy, man, look at him shushing, what an idiot. Sometimes I'd drop into that just because I'm frustrated. But generally, I don't really complain about people's celebrations because it's inconsequential to how I'm playing in the game. So there was that to answer. And then, yeah, then there's a FUT champs matchmaking comment I want to talk about. And I want to come back to this Matt D comment with talking about the way we've got coins and what we're doing going forwards, and how we can manipulate those coins. But as you can see, guys, after our first 10 games, I'm 7-3. That's not bad considering I was 4-3. It's one of my worst starts ever. Like 6-4 is the worst start I had, but to get to 7-3 isn't so bad. But for now, guys, this is going to be the end of the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.